Well, trucking can be a tricky business. You would think that loads will pay the same from point A to point B and then from point B to point A back to your home, but they never do. If you're a Canadian trucking company, loads from US back to Canada are always cheaper than going into US. And if you're an American company, loads going back to US from Canada are cheaper, right? Back home. So if you saw the ditch witch, right? I used 4 chains, okay, and one of the attachment, no tarp, and that load paid more money than this one, where I had to use 4 chains on. Oh, and that one was only what, 9,000 pounds. I was joking about 90,000, basically 9,000 pounds. So I got great fuel mileage because it's pretty light, right? This one is each of these round thing is 15,000 pounds. So I got 30,000 pounds plus my weight 47. I'm pretty much like 77, you know, pretty heavy. And I got 4 chains on each, so I had to use 8 chains compared to 5 on the ditch witch. So the weight is what is it, 6 times 4 times heavier than the ditch witch. The money is less and I have to tarp. Why? Because I'm going home. That's the nature of the beast. And what is this? These are, I was, you know, tormenting the guy inside. I said, tell me, what is it? I have to tell people something. And he said, these things in the middle, they move. Basically, this is like a valve, you know, on a furnace when they send high pressure hot air into the furnace. This thing acts as creates a seal because it can expand and you know, and become more narrow. So there's a hole in here, like a round hole, and that's where the air goes through, and there's bricks in there, like a whole bunch of bricks. I'm not joking. They're just for you know, to keep the heat, and that's where it's connected basically to part of the furnace, and it's kind of like a part of the system that supplies hot air into the furnace to make steel. And I'm taking it back to Canada to a steel plant, and actually this one is scrap. That's why I didn't need to top this one. It just goes basically, the company that owns these in Canada, they ship this here and ask them to get rid of it. And because this is a US company, the guy says, well, we found out that if we do scrap it here and it's Canadian property, we'll have to pay taxes on it. So they're sending it back. The scrap goes back to the original shipper so that they dispose of it in Canada, right? And this one inside is pretty much the same one, only it's a new one. They make them over here. I'm just north of Pittsburgh, PA. And you know, I had to use my shackles over there. It was pretty tough, you know. I had to use a ladder. And on this one, it's actually, everything is slightly different. On this one I had to put the chains wrapping around, and there's some sharp edges there. But what do you do? Put a bunch of all my bungee cords, you know, everything. Used up all the bungee cords. So today's Friday. Well, not too difficult of a load because these guys have a crane. So I just unfolded my top and we hooked up a couple of bungee cords, and he dragged it from the side over the top, and you know, then it's just a matter of making it look nice. And let me show you this side. So 4 chains I have here. So this is 11,322. So this is good for 44,000 pounds. This thing weighs 15. Okay, but there's no other way to secure it. You cannot put straps because it's very sharp over there. So, and the only reason I put the boards underneath, because they were sitting in there, right? I had to remove them, and because this thing is in the way, usually I put them like two like this and then two in the middle, and then you can strap them down so that the pressure is on all of them. But this was in the way, so I told the guy, I said, hey, I gotta do something with these boards. I gotta secure them somehow. So I said, let's put them underneath this one. And he said, okay. So, but the other one, it has kind of like rails. See there? They're like rails, and they're all flat. You know, nothing is nothing sticks out. So I just put them on the floor. And yeah, there were a couple of sharp things on the top, so I had to climb over there and put some carpets and basically protect the tarp. So, but I know it's gonna start flapping because, you know, you can never do it perfectly. This thing is like 10 feet tall, and when you have a space like this, the air is gonna be coming inside. And of course, where it's going over here, the air cannot escape. So if it goes in here, it's gonna go up, and this thing will start moving. That's why I put all the ropes, and you know, because it's always with the tarp, it's always better to spend more time when you load and put your tarp in, then, because otherwise you'll have to stop 20 times down the road and redo everything. Ask me how I know, because it happened to me. And there's a hole in there, which is also not a good idea, but I try to drag it. The guy already left with a crane, but hopefully nothing will happen, because you know, the air coming from here will be blocked by these cylinders, I hope. Maybe I can, but yeah, I ran out of all bungee cords. I used up, I don't know what happened to my bungee cords. I used up everything. Yeah, sometimes you do it like this, just raise it up like this, you know, this would, but how do you, it'll still go underneath over there, but maybe I'll do something here. All right, this one, we probably don't need this one. It's much more important to cover this hole. Fun, fun, fun. You know, at least it's not raining, it's not snowing. Jeez, I just washed my hands. But I really don't like it when it's oh, beautiful. And we're gonna do like this. Oh, see? Or perfect. See? Well, there's still a hole in there, but at least it's not gonna go in there. Not as bad. And over there, I hope it'll go underneath. Now this one here, not good. All right, I think I got one last bungee cord somewhere. I thought I had more of them, you know. When you have a flatbed or step deck or a lowboy, you can never have too many bungee cords and too few freight brokers. Now that's the rule of trucking. The less freight brokers, the more bungee cords, the better for everybody. It's as simple as that, you know. Some people say, oh, well, I don't know about trucking. Like, that's just one rule, you know. Oh, and by the way, the Ray McNally screwed up. Was supposed to send me on the truck route, Sent me through downtown, this small town here, and there's signs everywhere. No trucks, no trucks. Some guy saw me, came out. This is like a residential area, but I was still on the truck route, but going in the wrong direction. Some guy came out. He says, "Where are you going?" I said, "Well, there's a plant over here." "Oh, it's hard to explain. Let me. I'll get you there." He says, "Let me get my pickup truck." So he got his pickup truck, and I just followed him. Such a nice guy, you know. Just he drove, I don't know, maybe 3 kilometers, 2 miles, but there's like lots of turns. Without him, I would never have found it, you know. So he brought me here because I told him the address, and he says, "Yeah, I know the area. There's a couple of steel mills here." Nice people, but you know, he's probably retired, has nothing to do, and he saw a big truck on a small street, and he came out and helped me, you know. Okay, this is my last strap, and it's not very good because it's a regular, you know, pickup truck strap. Oh yeah, it has to go this way, because you know, you always pull and you think which way is better, that way or this way. So now I see right away that it's better to connect it this way. Because these bungee cords, they're much stronger. This thing, oh, look at this. This is beautiful. This is my best tarping job ever. Oh boy. Well, you know, it doesn't have to be it's all to one side, but you know, it's not me. The guy was using a crane, you know. See, it's goes up over there, but anyway, I got bungee cords everywhere. So anybody needs a bungee cord, let me know. I got a ton, except I use them all.